ancient Egypt, inspired scepters that are still incorporated in royal ceremonies today, like those used for the coronation of King Charles III of England in 2023. And they continue to symbolize divinely granted authority.
The British monarchy is the classic example of a modern monarchy that still uses talismans, the scepter, that have these ancient antecedents in Egypt that conveyed the idea that the monarch is now separated from humans and is much closer to the gods than any other human being on earth.
Could it be that ceremonial objects still being used today are rooted in ancient talismans that were fashioned after extraterrestrial technology? Perhaps further clues can be found by examining talismans that represent the gods themselves. In cultures throughout the world, there are talismans that take the shape of divine or celestial beings and are believed to hold a connection to the entities they depict. In some cultures, these talismans are even considered to be alive.
In Buddhism and many other East Asian religious traditions, statues or iconographic representations of deities are paramount. And typically, when carving a statue that represents a deity, the last part to be carved are the eyes, because that's what gives them life. And so they're considered to be alive, and at the point when the eyes are opened, this is when the essence of the deity descends into the statue or the image. They are venerated, of course, they are cleaned, washed, they are fed through offerings, and these are considered to be the equivalent to having the deity present in front of you.
For ancient astronaut theorists, some of the most intriguing talismanic objects ever made can be found on the East Asian islands of Japan. Here, the Jomon people, who emerged roughly 12,000 years ago, created thousands of figurines depicting strange humanoid beings.
The earliest culture that we can identify in Japan is the Jomon, which is originally a Stone Age culture running roughly from 10,000 BCE to 300 BCE.
The little that we do know about the Jomon comes from archaeological evidence, and one of the most representative artifacts that is tied to the Jomon is the Dogu statue. There are over 15,000 Dogu figurines that date back to the Jomon period that are spread all over Japan. They are thought to be some kind of talismanic object, but their appearance is very striking. They're humanoid in form, but they don't look like anything properly human. Many of them have heart-shaped heads, and they wear suits that seem otherworldly. A variety of these Dogu figurines also seem to be wearing goggles, as one would find on astronaut helmets or some kind of advanced technology.
If you go to Japan today, at the museums, you can find countless Dogu statues, and some of which are still used today in Japanese households in a shrine. The Shinto religion suggests that any inanimate object can be imbued with a soul. And Shintoism is the primary religion of Japan.
According to Shinto tradition, certain objects can come to life. They can become animate and sentient as well. Household objects, everyday objects, tools can become animate and even enlightened.
They worship what they call the kami, which are these celestial beings that come down from their celestial palace in the sky. And these figurines look like these humanoid beings that are in some type of spacesuits. And of course, the ancient astronaut suggestion is that they were created after the extraterrestrials visited Earth in a remote past.
Could it be that the mysterious Dogu figures are in fact imbued with some type of metaphysical energy? And if so, might this energy have been imparted by otherworldly beings that the Dogu were modeled after?
You have also these figurines from Sumeria that are showing people with these extremely large eyes. They also are talismans, and they look very much like extraterrestrials. They would carry them around in their pocket or in the little altar in their house.
In Sierra Leone, Africa, hundreds of strange humanoid figurines with amphibian features were unearthed in the 1990s. Called the Nomoli, they are believed to date back at least 17,000 years. In southern Iraq, figurines of reptilian humanoids have been discovered that date to 5900 BC. And perhaps the most mysterious artifacts of all are the large-eyed clay figures found in Talbrak, Syria, that are more than 5,500 years old.
You have the figurines that were unearthed at Talbrak, and they have large eyes, and they are very, very much reminiscent, in some cases if not identical, to the image of aliens of Greece. When we think of E.T., the image that comes to mind is always the really large eyes. They are very, very reminiscent of even E.T. himself in the movie.
Tens of thousands of these objects have been recovered, and it's enormously intriguing to find this similarity of design in objects among ancient people who were separated by vast differences in culture, custom, language.
Were these mythological ideas, or did they come from actual experiences with aliens who were then perceived to be sky gods?
Is it possible that the gods depicted in many ancient talismans are representations of otherworldly beings that our ancestors actually encountered? Ancient astronaut theorists say yes, and as further evidence, point to special talismans that feature writings and symbols said to have been sent down from the heavens. Şanlıurfa, Turkey. Here, on a rocky mountaintop, stands one of the oldest and most astonishing archaeological sites in the world. Göbekli Tepe. This ancient megalithic complex features nearly 24 enormous T-shaped limestone pillars and has been dated to roughly 10,000 BC, long before the first known writing or the invention of the wheel. Göbekli Tepe features many carvings that include depictions of animals, human hands, and intricately designed symbols. But most intriguing to ancient astronaut theorists is a carving of 3 handbags. The oldest